Hi everybody, I thought I'd do a quick installation video on the bowling ball jigs. So good news, the bowling ball jigs are in and they'll be ready to ship tomorrow. I thought I'd throw a quick how-to installation video for all those that are going to be buying this from me. So we've got the top plate. All right, pretty self-explanatory. Put that to the side. And we've got the bottom plate, okay? And we have the O-ring in here in place. So on all the jigs, the bottom plate, I've already super glued the O-ring onto the bottom plate. So it's in there nice and snug. I don't know how long these will take till they go bad. My guess, these will last for a long, long time before you have to replace them. But if you do have to replace them, they're $1 on Amazon each. You get a 10-pack. And if you need to pull this up for any reason, you can just, by force, just peel it off. It's not on there super strong, but it's on there strong enough where when you have a bowling ball on there and you move it, it's not gonna fold over. So also, if you notice too, from the prototype version, this lip in the bottom goes out a little bit more just to hold the O-ring in place a little bit more secure. Okay, so these are the T-nuts. These are going to be fitting on your milling table and connecting the bottom plate to the milling table. So pretty much the bolt just goes straight in those. And I'll be including the T-nuts in the kit as well too. So if you do have a VVOR milling table, these are going to fit perfectly for this milling table. I had a few individuals ask me, what size the bottom plate was. Well, this bolt to this bolt, they're 4 inches apart. So this table is 4 inches apart, right? So one individual said that his is 4.5 inches. So one option would be, if this won't fit for any reason, you can tilt this bottom plate a little bit so that it fits the holes here and then maybe on this side too, and clamp it down with the T-nuts and the bolts as well. Or you can get toe clamps. If you have a much larger milling table, you could put toe clamps, maybe 2 or 1 or 2 on each side to keep this plate in place. I don't have any toe clamps to show you that, but if you go online, you look up toe clamps, I think they range from prices or whatnot, but I'm going to show you the way to do it for the VVOR milling table. So I've got all these tightened in just to kind of save time. I'm not going to show you how to screw in 4 bolts, and by the way too, I've got this lined up pretty much in the middle of my table, and I've marked the lines here with a Sharpie. And all you're going to do is just tighten these down, right? So I'm going to throw, and by the way, I didn't throw a lock washer in there, but everybody that's buying this is going to get a washer and a lock washer. So it's on there snug. It's not going to go anywhere. But just for demonstration purposes, I'm not throwing a lock washer in there. Okay, so you got your threaded rod. And 2 options you can do are you can screw this all the way down till it touches the top of your milling table if you have a VVOR milling table. I think most milling tables are going to be around the same depth. I'm not sure. I don't have any other milling tables to compare, but they're probably going to be around the same depth. So this is 9 inches. You can bring this all the way down to hit the top of the milling table, or you can take it down to where it hits the bottom of the bottom plate. So all we're going to do is just screw this in until it won't go anymore. And stick my finger in there, and it's touching the bottom there. Okay, so I got my washer. I got my lock washer right there. Just slide that on top. And I got my 1 3/4 inch threaded coupler. Okay, this is going to secure the base onto the bottom plate. I was going to put just a regular nut, and I said, what the hell, let's go even stronger, and let's do a threaded coupler. So pretty easy to screw that all the way down. And if you have one of these wrenches or sockets, comes in pretty handy, right? So I can just fit that over like that and tighten it down. Don't have to, there's no specific torque. You just want to tighten it down until it's nice and snug and you've got that lock washer seated. That's all we're looking for. Okay, so you got your bottom plate installed. We're going to grab our bowling ball. It's just a sample bowling ball here. Put it right there. We're going to grab our top plate. Seat it on there. And you can throw a couple washers on there. You got your knobs. No, I forgot the most important part. So I'm going to tell you there's two options. You can do it without the nuts right here. All right, just screw it down. And you might want to get down so that this top plate is level. And you can tighten it down till it's nice and snug. It's not going to go anywhere, and you'll know when the top of the threaded rods are in line with this knob up here. All right, so it's on there. It's not going anywhere. Okay, if you wanted to do that way, you can do it that way as well. I'm going to show you the option that I prefer. Just take these off. Okay, and if you notice, I had that clamp down really tight, and I don't know if you can see, but there is absolutely no line left from the top plate on your bowling ball, and I had that sucker clamped down really good. That was one of the concerns I had at first, and we've perfected the top plate where it doesn't make any marks whatsoever. Okay, so... And now the preferred option is to put these two nuts. These would be supplied in your hardware kit. You just put two nuts on each side. I think you might know what I'm getting at right here. Okay, I got the washers here. We'll screw these down enough. And now we'll put our top plate on there. Okay. Make sure the top plate's flat. And we can put our knobs on. And same thing. You know when you're pretty much snug equally on each side by where the top of the threaded coupler meets the top of the rod or the knob here. Okay, now I'm taking this. I don't know if you can see that. Let's move the camera here a little bit. And I got this down tight, right? Not going anywhere. And I'm going to bring these up. Boom, and just tighten that bottom one to the top one. Okay, and now when you go to take these off, oops. You're nice and secure, right? So now you know where you're going. You can actually do this. Get this, now that we have our distance, and just tighten that. So essentially it's just two nuts that are locked onto each other. Okay. And that's it. Put the washers on there like that. Boom. And now you have your perfect distance, right? So a little bit of a gap there for when you tighten these down. And those nuts act as an automatic stop, right? It's not going to go down any farther than that. And that ball was on there real good. Okay, so now say you're drilling the thumb hole and then you want to move to the fingers. So just loosen this up. Don't have to take these all the way off, but now I can just rotate that. Okay, nice and easy to rotate. Boom, cinch it down. And that's it, right? And so you'd have to zero in. You can see this here. You'd have to zero in your milling table, right? So you use this plug cutter here, get that down, and then we would move this based on what we saw here. So we move it out and then make sure there's no gap in there. I think you can see that with the camera, right? So then you got your table set up and then you do your, whoops, didn't have this thing tight. Same thing with this. So you got the XY axis. You'd adjust your milling table to get it set to 0. And that's it, everybody. So nice and easy, pretty easy to install. I think the video was less than 10 minutes, hopefully. And I'll be shipping these out tomorrow. So I'll be reaching out to everybody today or tomorrow, the ones that did want this, in order of who contacted me first. So I have the first 10 made. And depending on how quickly I'll sell these, I'm going to make another 10 to 20. So anybody that wants one, comment below or reach out to me on my YouTube page, The Bowling Fool. And that's about it. Any questions, comments that you have about the bowling ball jig, leave below in the comments. Like I said, I'll be shipping everything out hopefully tomorrow. And I'll be getting payment via Venmo and PayPal. So I'll discuss that with you guys once I contact you. All right, thanks for watching, guys.